Yeah, Regina? Yeah, this is Ted over at ABC Marketing. How you doing, doll? Hey, listen, we're not going to use the term looting anymore. You understand? Yeah, strike the word looting. It's got just racial connotations all over the place. What you want to use is something like non-consensual redistribution. If you're comfortable with it, urban recategorization, or mostly peaceful taking stuff without paying for it. But this looting stuff, it's got to go. We got to redefine terms. Hurting people's feelings.
Not gonna do it.
Welcome to Low Impact Flicks. Excuse me, High Impact Flicks. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody you know. And don't forget to subscribe to my free newsletter through my website, highimpactflicks.com. Hey guys, study after study shows that if you want strong bones and muscles, healthy hair, skin, teeth, and nails, you need the 5 types of collagen in your diet. I get mine from BioTrust. I've got a link in the description with a massive discount, and it'll tell you all about it. All right, for some reason, social justice warriors want to redefine terms. And before I get into this crazy article right here, let's take a look at just one video of the looting that they want to recategorize and redefine. Watch this. Just watch real close. This is raw footage. Somebody just standing on a street corner recording what we used to know as looting. This used to be called looting, guys. They don't want to call it looting anymore. And in this right here, in this video, we didn't really see the violent stuff, the breaking of the windows, the going into stores and just clearing out shelves. Yeah, here we go. Let's watch this real quick. This is from MSNBC.
This holiday season, a cloud of fear hanging over the Bay Area after consecutive nights of broken glass and stolen goods haunts some of the area's most posh shops.
Let's see, broken glass and stolen goods and whole crowds doing this. What did that used to be called again? What was that word?
Shopping districts.
Get on the sidewalk.
The spree started
Now I want you to notice this. I want you to notice the blurred out faces. I'm going to make a point about this in a couple minutes.
Friday night in San Francisco's Union Square. A swarm of
blurred out faces
looters targeted high-end stores like Louis Vuitton, Fendi, and Hermes. Witnesses posted videos of
blurred out face of somebody engaged in a criminal activity. Why would you blur out the face, especially since they have a mask on their forehead and a mask on their over their nose? But they're blurring out the face as somebody clearly engaged in criminal activity. And what network is this? This is NBC. Just make a note of that.
Toting thieves fanning out from caved-in windows. Police flooded in, attempting to pick off perpetrators as they fled. One video shows officers bashing in a car, then making an arrest.
Okay, so the cops are arresting this person and they're blurring out this guy's, body and face, concealing their identity.
After dragging a man from the vehicle. In all, 9 stores were hit. Police say at least 8 people arrested so far, with several weapons and thousands of dollars in merchandise recovered.
Look at the locations that got hit. Look at the locations that got hit right there. Look at this. Just a crime spree.
And thousands of dollars in merchandise recovered.
This was not unplanned. Their plan was to overwhelm us. Their plan was hoping that we wouldn't be here, but we were.
The next night, a massive flash mob surged through this Nordstrom's in nearby Walnut Creek. Law enforcement officials calling the attack well organized.
I saw people running down the street. I probably saw 50 to 80 people in like ski masks, crowbars, a bunch of weapons.
Police closing in as thieves rushed with high-priced goods to waiting getaway cars. Some stopped by office.
Nice cars, too. These are nice. They're stealing luxury goods from luxury shops and hopping into luxury cars.
officers with guns drawn. On Sunday,
these cars.
Walnut Creek police hinted at more coordination.
Well, actually, yeah, here's the store that I wanted to show you.
Beverly Hills.
Inside
and
store
this
camera.
Stunning video from a Louis Vuitton in suburban Chicago showing masked thieves bursting into the store in broad daylight.
Look, now most of the customers, take note of most of the customers. What color are most of the customers?
Swiping merchandise and running away. Police say at least 14 suspects escaped in 3 separate vehicles. A holiday crime.
Did you see the looters? You could see the identity of some. I mean, not the identity, but you could see the skin tone of some of the looters. Many, many of them.
Hitting stores at the height of their most important season.
They have been armed, so
So I want to show you this article right here that goes along with what we just saw. This is from ABC News. Now we're going to come back to why I pointed out that NBC was blurring the identities of people clearly committing criminal activities. But look at this. Experts caution the use of looting in describing rash of Bay Area smash and grabs. So they're going to call it smash and grab, but they don't want to call it looting. But there's a specific reason why they don't want to call it looting. And it comes at the end of this article. I'm not going to read this whole article right here, but look at this right here. We are talking about 2 incidents. We're not going to call this looting. This is organized robbery. Okay. Whatever. We're not going to call it looting. We're calling it organized robbery. That's what it is, said the sergeant. Camarillo was referring to the $40,000 in merchandise stolen from the Lululemon in Santana Row on Saturday. Similar crimes hit Hayward and Walnut Creek this weekend, with waves of suspects rushing stores, leading to major losses. But according to the California Penal Code, what we saw, what you and I just witnessed, recorded on video for all to see, was not looting. They want to make sure you know that. And they want to make sure you know why it's not looting. The Penal Code defines looting as theft or burglary during a state of emergency, local emergency, or evacuation order resulting from an earthquake, fire, flood, riot, or other natural or man-made disaster. To some, the distinction may be small, but Lorenzo Boyd, PhD, professor of criminal justice and community policing at the University of New Haven, and a retired veteran police officer, emphasized that words matter. Looting is a term that we typically use when people of color or urban dwellers are doing something. We tend not to use that term for other people when they do the exact same thing. Really?
Now, let me just take a moment here. I don't know about you guys, but I've never associated the criminal practice of looting with any particular race. If you're a human being and you're stealing the property of another person in a store, you are looting. I don't care what color your skin is. This is ridiculous.
So we're not going to call it looting because we need to pull some social justice out. So what do we call it instead of looting? Should we call it non-consensual redistribution, urban recategorization, product reorganization, mostly peacefully taking stuff without paying for it, or like Strata said, liberating clothing? How far are we going to go to not hurt somebody's feelings and not offend a protected class? What do you call this? What do you call this right here? I don't know. It looks like looting to me. And if you want to go ahead and with the dictionary definition of this, steal goods from a place typically during a war or riot. Steal goods in a war, riot, etc. It looks pretty riotous when you have broken windows, when you have destroyed businesses. When business owners have to come in the next day and they have to reshelf things or repair things, call in a crew to, maybe gut the whole store because maybe somebody threw a Molotov cocktail or whatever. I'm not saying that happened right here during this right here, but you're talking about property destruction. So what's a riot? A violent disturbance of the peace by a crowd. I would say that was a violent disturbance of the peace by a crowd. What's violence? So now we've defined looting, we've defined rioting. What's violence? Behavior involving physical force intended to hurt, damage, or kill someone or something. Strength of emotion or unpleasant or destructive natural force. I would say it's pretty destructive to be breaking windows and stealing goods that don't belong to you without paying for them, and then hopping in your luxury vehicle and driving away at the expense of other people. Looting. So they want to recategorize looting. They want to redefine looting because looting is a term that we typically use when people of color or urban dwellers are doing something. And look at what it says right here. To be clear, we don't know the identities or races of the majority of the thieves involved in this crime wave. Really? We don't? We don't? So you're trying to tell me that my eyes are betraying me or playing tricks on me when I watch the same video you guys at ABC are watching? And then let me show you how ridiculous this is. The reason I was showing you that mainstream media was blurring out the faces of people engaged in criminal activity. Let me just show you.
Friday night in San Francisco.
I'm not saying these people are engaged in criminal activity, but watch this.
And looters targeted high-end stores like Louis Vuitton, Fendi, and Hermes. Witnesses posted videos of
Now look at this. This guy's clearly engaged in criminal activity. This guy is clearly a thief. He just robbed a store. Somebody videotaped it, and mainstream media, specifically NBC, blurred the face of a clear criminal. But they don't. The same network, MSNBC, which is owned by NBC Universal, does not blur the faces of these guys. Note the color of the faces that mainstream media, MSNBC or NBC, chose not to blur. Look,
some of them carrying Trump flags, march into the Capitol again on video.
Look at this. This is this guy's clear face right here. Clear face. We're not talking about masked faces. NBC went out of their way to blur the masked face of a person engaged in a criminal activity, but they didn't go out of their way to blur any of these faces right here, and these people aren't looting anything. And as far as them calling it an insurrection or a riot, well, that can be actually debatable. Most of these people didn't break anything. Most of these people didn't threaten anything, but NBC is not going to blur these faces. Look at that person's face right here, clear as day. There are a lot of these people that look clear as day face. No blurred faces over here. This guy's face isn't blurred. Nobody's face is blurred. But this guy right here who's engaged in a clear criminal activity is blurred. So what we have here is we have redefining terms. We have social justice, mainstream media, corporate teleprompter reading warriors out there really, really trying to spin this thing. And it's becoming more and more obvious as time goes by. That's why I love spoofs like this. This is from the Babylon Bee. Look at this. Amazon creates online looting app to allow the timid to loot from home. Check this out. This is hilarious. Amazon is taking a giant leap towards greater equity with the addition of a brand new loot function. Customers will have the option of proceeding to the checkout to pay normally or clicking the Loot It button for social justice. Look at this right here. The two items, you got $1,316 and $1,237 for this retro pair of Nike shoes. $2,553, proceed to checkout or loot it. If a looter is too timid to smash a window in person or just too lazy to go outside, we should not be suppressing their important voice by preventing them from looting, said outgoing CEO Jeff Bezos. We are proud to announce our new app, Amazon Loot. Customers who select the loot option, the Loot It option, will be given a list of injustices and microaggressions they can select from that would justify their looting. Items will be promptly shipped in one day, just like Amazon Prime items. Amazon really feels for all the people in this country who are shy or live far away from the prime looting locations of urban centers, said Bezos. We are proud to be extending looting access to more people than ever. Say it with me. Looting is a human right, period. Amazon clarified that they will not be paying the manufacturers for looted merchandise, but since all makers have insurance, this will not be a problem. So they justify looting. They define the term of looting. They introduce social justice warrior euphemisms to kind of minimize what the act actually is. So I love that. Babylon Bee, Amazon creates online looting app to allow the timid to loot from home. That way, you don't have to involve yourself in this kind of stuff right here.
Fanning out from caved-in windows. Police flooded in, attempting to pick...
Amazing, man. Amazing what they're trying to do.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video on my channel, highimpactflix.com. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list and free newsletter through my website, highimpactflix.com. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. While we have time and it still retains some of its perceived value, maybe it'd be a good idea to convert your worthless fiat into valuable, storable food. Don't be the one who waits till the food riots start happening. You don't want to be fighting panicking people in the store over that last jar of peanut butter. At Prepare with High Impact Flix, you can get up to 3 air and watertight gasket sealed ammo cans, each filled with a 4-week emergency supply. 7 food varieties, 2,000 calories a day, 284 servings, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and each meal comes in a resealable, heavy-duty 4-layered pouch. And it's got a 25-year shelf life. Every order of a 4-week supply gets you $100 off plus free shipping. Here's how simple it is to make. I'm going to cook up some Granny's home-style potato soup. People are going to think I'm a culinary hero. You open the pouch, boil 4.5 cups of water, stir the contents, simmer on low heat for 15 to 20 minutes, take it off the heat, then let it set for 2 to 3 minutes before you serve it up. Man, this stuff's so good. People are going to think Granny stopped by and filled your kitchen with a whole bunch of love. Well, if Granny does stop by, she's going to fill your behind with a whole bunch of buckshot if you keep talking with your mouth full. Wipe your dang beard off. It's embarrassing. So maybe convert some of your worthless fiat into valuable food while you still can. Order now and get $100 off of up to 3 4-week emergency food supplies at preparewithhighimpactflix.com. The link is in the description.